Welcome in to DNVR Bets Daily. It's RK, it's Professor Dre. It's a feel-good Friday. It's a filler up your cup Friday. And Andre, it is an over 500 Friday. Oh, and it's a fire it up Friday.
Sure is.
There you
What
go.
A great night.
Whoo, boy, what a night. What a night indeed, Andre. 5-1 for the big guy, the math magician coming through. Big 5-1 night. Best night in history of the show. I mean, you could argue a 3-0 for me, but I'll take the 5-1 any day. That's up 4 units over 3 units. So we'll give you the nod on that 5-1 night. I've been telling the people all week, the math magician's about to heat up. And I was right.
Yep.
It was time. So here's to you, Andre.
Finally, yes. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
That's me, but I also went 2-1, so we can play that as well. 2-1 night for you, boy. 7-2 night for the two of us if you're following along, and we couldn't be more proud. So, Jay, why don't you take us through some of your wins last night?
Yeah, it was just something else. Dinos, Eagles under that hit. We had Wyverns, Tigers. I was convinced the Wyverns pitcher was terrible. I was convinced this was going to go way over. That's my 1L. And yet the Tigers still won outright, which I needed that for the money line. That was a 2-1 game. Twins whiz over 1. Bears Lions over 1. Heroes Giants over 1. But the pick that was the craziest of all was the first one I mentioned, the Dinos against the Eagles, the under in the KBO, the rare under, and that was set at 9. They ended up 5-3. They were at 5-3 in the 6th inning, and then those two KBO bullpens shut it down in the 7th, 8th, and 9th to hold on to those 8 runs and win the rare KBO under. It was just outstanding. Even though the Wyverns crappy pitcher that I was trying to pick on had a great game, it was still an outstanding night.
Love it. And maybe with all these wins now under your belt, you can afford a little better Wi-Fi. That's all we can hope for. As you know, the listeners, including myself, trying to listen to you now. I'm just giving you crap. All right. We talked about the Bundesliga yesterday. We can circle back around to those. We have a graphic with all of our picks from the Bundesliga. Of course, those courtesy of our friends Luca and Simon from the Cover 2 podcast over in Germany. They are our resident Bundesliga experts. So there are your picks. Holland plus 290 to score the first. Dortmund and Wolfsburg over 3.5. Freiburg to beat Bremen. And of course, Hoffenheim to beat the sorry squad that is Paderborn. So that's the Bundesliga picks. That's the first part of our picks. But we've got a whole weekend ahead of us, Dre. And while I'm very, very sad that we don't have any UFC to go off of, we lost Dre there for a second. Well, I'm sad we don't have any UFC to go off of. We do have the match, guys. And I'm so freaking excited about this. Of course, if you listen to the DNVR Broncos podcast, we had a long debate over whether or not this is exciting. And Andrew Mason, love him, was totally in the wrong because he believed that this wasn't exciting. This wasn't appointment television, even in a pandemic, even in the middle of no sports. Mace was trying to make the case that this is not exciting, and how wrong he was. This is so exciting from a content perspective, period. It's amazing because you could have Peyton Manning playing golf with anyone in the world, and I would watch 18 holes of that. You could have Tiger Woods playing golf with anyone in the world, and I'd watch 18 holes of that. Phil Mickelson is annoying, and he kind of sucks. But other than that, Tom Brady, also really not that great for content. Pretty boring human other than his accomplishments. So, you know, you've got two great content follows on one side of this. If they're in it, I'm watching. And this is going to be so much fun. Dre, are you as excited as I am?
No, but you're getting me excited. coming into this, I had pretty low expectations, frankly. But now that I'm studying up a little more, yeah, I'm getting slightly excited. So, what interests you here? Because you can bet on literally anything in
That's
this
what
tournament.
interests me.
Just
I mean,
watching golf and betting on every single hole as they come.
I think I might get in on 50 to 60 items by the end of the day. Like just firing cash at the at the computer. I'm just throwing bills at the computer, just like, yes, give me a bet on this. Like, I hope there's live betting available for like, will Peyton make this putt? And you got like 2 seconds to get your bet in on the live bet. Like,
you can bet that now if you want to, hole by hole. There's every single bet you could place.
This is what's so fun about this is it's kind of like it's designed to entertain sports fans during this time, but it's kind of built for betting. Like, this is so better friendly to get in on this. The one thing that makes it not so better friendly is we don't really have that much information on two of the golfers here. And of course, that is Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. I've been studying up, and here's the conclusion I've come to right now, Andre.
Yeah.
As it stands, Peyton is by far the more consistent golfer than Tom Brady is. Okay. I think it was his last 20 scores that he's booked in his handicap were all between 78 and 88. And he mostly plays the same courses, so not too many outside factors there. He's a member of like every cool course you could ever be a member of because Peyton Manning lives the coolest life ever. Brady was like somewhere between 73, I think he fired off, and 108. So he is the real X factor of this. And I'm definitely rooting for Tom and Phil to lose.
Yes.
But from a betting perspective, just from a value side, I think you would probably bet on Brady in high stakes, literally, in a big moment, putting together a nice round. Like, can you imagine? Listen, I hope it happens so badly, but can you actually imagine just watching Tom? Because anyone who knows golf knows that you can just lose it at any moment and you aren't getting it back. Let's say Brady just loses it on the 5th hole and just like hacks his way through 13 holes. Can you imagine watching like one of the greatest winners of our time just fall apart? I personally can't. I would love to watch it. I would get a lot of enjoyment out of that. So here's what I'm saying. I have a rooting interest here. I am rooting hard for Peyton and Tiger. The value is most certainly on Mickelson and Brady. What I'm going to do, because I want to get a little bit more value on Tiger and Peyton, I am going to sit back and play this live. And it's a weird place to be in when you're doing what I'm trying to do, because you want that number with Woods and Manning to come down a little bit. So in a weird way, on the first hole, if you're playing for my position, you're rooting against Woods and Manning. You want them to lose the first hole, so the odds come down in your favor, then you pounce. What you don't want to happen is, and this is why you probably play the money line just a little bit, so you have, just in case they run away with it. What you don't want to happen is they win the first, they win the second, they win the third. You can never get in on it, and you miss out. So in terms of the winner, that's going to be my strategy. I won't blame anyone if they want to just jump in on Mickelson and Brady, but I mean, how could you root for those two squares? And then what you're going to do is, this is my favorite pick that's available on DraftKings. One person to make an eagle is plus 300.
Yes.
You got 16 tries at this, 4 par 5s, I assume. I guess I should double check that.
I think it's 5, but there's a caveat where maybe they're not playing the 18th hole, and the 18th is one of the 5.
Oh, because if they win the match.
4. Yes. Yeah, so could you explain some of those caveats to us, Ryan, for us normies and non-big golf people?
So this is match play. And match play is a really fun way to compete in golf, because everyone that's ever played golf and had a nice day, but you put 3 in the water on number 9, all of a sudden your nice day turns into nothing. In match play, you either win or lose the hole. And it's going to be best ball for the front nine. So the front nine is going to be best ball. And best ball, despite what it may sound like, another one of these unnecessarily complex things, is really just who gets the best score. So everyone plays their own ball. It's individual. And whoever gets the best score, that score counts. So match play essentially is if Tiger hits a par and Peyton hits a 12 and Mickelson hits a bogey and Brady hits a 6, Woods and Manning win the hole because they had the single highest score on the hole. They are 1 up. Now, when you go 1 up, 2 up, 3 up, however many holes are left, if you're more up than holes are left, then the match just ends right then and there. What's interesting is I was reading an article on the Action Network, and I want to hear what you think about this, Andre. They were guessing. They liked the bet of no one goes more than 3 up. And I could not hate their reasoning for this more. The reasoning was essentially, without saying it, that this thing is rigged for TV. And that they're going to want it to come, like no one's going to want to pull away. Because can you imagine, this is very unlikely, but Woods and Manning win the first 10 holes and the thing's over. Like, and everyone's just like, oh, everyone who had props like we mentioned just now, the Eagle prop loses because there weren't enough, whatever it is. That was his hypothesis, was this thing, everyone without having to say it knows that, they want this thing to go all 18, if not to a playoff afterwards. But here's where I disagree so strongly. These guys are 4 of the most ultimate competitors in the world. Yes. There is no way Tiger Woods goes up 4 on the first 4 holes. He's taking his foot off the gas. Yep. He's going to want to win it in 10. Yes. And so I get the idea of this is going to be close, because I think it will be, just based on off the game of golf. It just kind of corrects itself a lot of the time in these big competitions. But to act like someone might pull back a little bit because they know it's for, entertainment purposes, they are not looking at it like this. I can promise you that.
Well, and you could hedge that a little bit by taking the plus 400 or something for this to go to the playoffs and, hedge it that way. But yeah, I'm with you 100%. Now, this format does help Brady narrow the gap a little bit, because a boom or bust golfer on every hole like that isn't going to be hurt as much by this format. I like the Eagle in the tournament as well as plus 300, but I misspoke. There are 4. One of them is on the 18th hole. So that's a little tricky, because that could potentially take one less opportunity away. I heard people who know more than myself suggest that take the fairway on the first hole for all these guys. Yeah.
That was my other one. That was my other prop that I really, really liked, was all 4 guys play them individually to hit the fairway on the first hole. It's a dead straight par 4. Right. You don't even necessarily need driver on the first. And you just, get in on all those guys. You should get 3 out of 4. You're very unlikely to get 1 out of 4 in my estimation. Mm-hmm. And, 2 out of 4, yeah, you do. You lose a little bit on the juice. You do. But I think that that's a really good play. Those are my 2, like, the ones that I'm giving out, the plays that I'm giving out are those. I guess it would be 5. An Eagle in the match, which should be worth 3 wins if you win it, but that's not how we play here. An Eagle in the match, because I think there's a lot of value there, and then every guy to hit the fairway on the first hole, which I love that you can bet on that. That's incredible.
It's beautiful.
I mean, if you go on to DraftKings Sportsbook right now and you just start scrolling through, there is, leader after so many holes, first team to go 1 up. Mm-hmm. How about if anyone gets a hole in 1 in the tournament? That's a plus 5,000. If you want that, when the hole is 1, you can, or when the match is 1, you can bet on holes 15 through 17, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, this is fun. I think this is like the most. I cannot wait to hear the stats from DraftKings and the other books on how much money they brought in on this event. And our guy Chris Hill, one of our most loyal listeners to this live, says, thanks to DK for the bonus free bet and the chance to win another on the Peyton special. So yes, what you do is you go into your DraftKings Sportsbook right at the top. They have bet $20+ on the match, and then you'll get a free $20 live bet. So, if you're listening to what I was saying earlier, maybe you put the first 20 down on Tiger and Tiger and Peyton, and then if what happens and you get that live line that you like, you double down on it in the middle. That's just one way you could play it. So free $20 live bet if you place a $20 bet before. If you need any help on live bets, you can DM us. And then there's another one, the Manning deep ball bonus. You get, if you place a $10 match prop bet on Peyton to outdrive Brady on any hole, he'll bring joy to Colorado once more, they say, with an $18 free bet.
Oh.
So two different props on this one.
Is there a hole we like, Ryan? Maybe that first one.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. Let's view the terms
that
here.
Could be so casual. If on the first one that's just a straight par 4, he could just casually out get Brady. Yeah, what are the conditions?
So what I assume, I gotta find out this, but based off of playing in tournaments and whatnot, to win a long drive competition, you always got to be in the fairway. You can't blast it down the next fairway and then take the stake and put it over there. Mm-hmm. So my strategy might be to go to the par 5 and the first par 5, honestly, and plan that maybe Brady gets a little overamped, overswings a little bit and misses the fairway. And then Peyton comes in and just hits his little baby draw that he always hits. And you take the bet there regardless of where he drives the ball. Got to double check to make sure he has to the fairway. I can't imagine that balls off the fairway would count in any sort of long drive competition. So that would be my strategy on that from a golfer's perspective.
Okay, cool. And you got into it being Tiger's home course and all that while I was dealing with
No, I didn't.
Oh, yeah. So that's another factor that favors Tiger and Peyton over Phil and Brady is that, Tiger does seem to be the one. This is his home course. He's going to be or essentially his home course is how it was described. And that's another advantage on that side. So I would almost, for the picks on this, would hedge a little. I'll take the plus 300 on the Eagle in the tournament, but I'll also take Tiger and Peyton to win, even though that's in the minus 170s.
Right. Okay. So those are so you're going down for 2 here.
I'll take everyone to hit the first fairway too.
So you're going down for 6. All right. So then I guess I will also add on the money line for Tiger and Peyton just because that's what I want. But again, like I said, if you're looking for a value bet, it's not terrible to bet on Tom Brady having a big day. I got to admit that,
Right, for sure.
Okay. Then what else do we have to talk about here, Andre? You got any KBO for us tonight?
What do you think? You think I'm going to chill out on the KBO after a 5-1 night? 8-3 in the last 2 days? Absolutely not. The mathematician is ready to cook up some more picks. I will say, I'm going to start this off by saying I am staying away from Bears Lions. You know this well, Ryan. I've basically never seen a KBO bet I didn't like. This is kind of a moment in history for us. Those two pitchers just do not convince me. I am staying away entirely.
So just to clarify, you think the pitchers are too bad, but yet the line is too high? That you just don't feel comfortable either way?
The pitchers are good enough to me to not feel super confident to exploit them, and also not feel like I have an edge one way or another, but also not so good that I'm going to rely on them to give me the under. I just get no indications one way or another. I'm just stuck in the middle, so I'm not even bothering. But I will take 4 more bets. And I hate that I'm going a bit against our brand here, but I'm taking 3 of 4 unders.
Oh, boy.
And I'm just saying, this is how I see it. Dinos Eagles, that's an under 9. I like that. Wyverns Tigers. This series has been a disaster. I've lost a bunch on Wyverns Tigers because I keep hitting the overs. I'm taking the under 8 here. That's about as low an over under as you'll find. I still think it'll happen. Heroes Giants under 10 feel pretty good about that. The one over I am taking is Twins against the KT Wiz over 10.5, but I still feel comfortable with it.
Twins, KT Wiz, you're going over.
Over
Okay.
10.5. Yep.
Well, I learned a lesson the last 2 days. I got to stop hitting these run lines. They're just killing me. I've had 2 1-run or half-run losses in the last 2 days, or else I'd be a perfect 6-0 in the last 2 days. I'm 4-2 over the last 2 days. So I've learned my lesson. I'm getting away from the 1.5. It's always sneaky there because you're like, if I think they're going to win, why don't I think they're going to win by 2? But that's where they get you. So congratulations, you got me. I'm going Twins straight up. Twins straight up money line to beat KT Wiz and win the series there. I'm going. I can't give away that much value. I don't even think that counts as a real pick. So I think the Dinos are going to win. I'm not giving away the 1.5, but they're minus 250 on the money line. I don't even think you're allowed to give that out as a pick around here.
Crazy.
I'm going Bears, Lions, under. My first ever under on this show. I'm taking the under. I think they're daring me to do it, and I'm going to do it. I will listen to their begging. The bats around the league seem to be just a little bit cooled. It's not 10-run outputs every night by a couple teams. So you know what? You're going to dare me to take it. I'll take you up on that. I will take the under 12. Those are my two picks for tonight. I only got 2 on the KBO that I feel confident in. The other one that I would probably play would be. Do I want to give this? Yeah, I'll give it. Giants Heroes over 10.
I like it.
And did you go under in that?
I think I did.
All right, good.
I think I did. The Heroes pitcher in 2 outings rocking a .53 ERA in that one.
All right, fine. You scared me off it. I'm out on that.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. And we're taking the 4 picks from the Bundesliga.
4 picks from the Bundesliga. Yep.
Oh boy. So I've got 4 KBO, 6 golf, and 4 Bundes. I'll let you know. I did use my DK bonus on Borussia Dortmund to win the league. So I had a few bonuses lying around, and
you had a bonus bet of how much?
Well, I won't disclose that. Okay. No, it was $25, but still, I'll take it.
Yeah, no, that's 25 times 5. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, I also screwed up the app yesterday and somehow managed to pick the one loss I had in the 5-1 twice. So I lost a little extra money. But
how do you? Whatever.
It was such
not even going to call you on it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we've got a lot of chips on the table this weekend.
Guess so.
That's the way we like it.
Yeah.
That's the way we like it. More chips on the table, the bigger the stack that comes back. All right. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for us for the week on DNVR Bets Daily. Maybe we'll be rich the next time we see you. We probably will be rich the next time we see you. So see you guys on Monday. Have a great Memorial Day weekend, and we will talk to you soon. As you guys know, we're working with DraftKings Sportsbook, so make sure you download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use the code DNVR when you sign up. For a limited time, all new users can get a sign-up bonus up to $1,000 only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Colorado only. Bonus comprised of a first deposit bonus and a first bet match, each up to $500. The deposit bonus requires a 25x playthrough and restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And of course, if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.